Hi, Michelle Hornby here again. You know, people ask me all the time, why are you doing so well with your MS? Why have you been able to accomplish what you have done? And I have to honestly tell you, it's going to seem a little bit easier than what you envision. You know, around 2000, when I was talking to my doctors, I said, I really want to go natural. Get me off the medicines. I had horrible side effects. My body just did not agree with the synthetic medicines. And so they agreed to that. But one of the issues I had was I would have horrible muscle spasms in my thighs. When I asked them what I could do, they said, use peppermint oil. Peppermint oil? What's peppermint oil? Plant-based medicine. And so I would just run down to the drugstore or the health food store and I would buy peppermint oil and I would rub 1/3 of a cup of peppermint oil on my thighs, and 15 minutes later the spasms would stop. And at that time, then, that was great. It was giving me control over my symptoms. And I liked feeling empowered, that I didn't have to run to the doctors and say, I'm broken all the time, please fix me. And so I started learning as much as I could about essential oils. Essential oils are made from the plants. God created our body, God created the plants. No wonder they work so well together. Time goes on, I kept having exacerbations, and I would use my oils for my symptoms, and my doctors would kind of pat me on the head and say, oh, I know you're using your little oils. In around 2009, the end of 2009, I was having a particularly bad exacerbation. I had been in bed for 30 days. Doctors finally had me come down to the University of Utah to see what was going on. I remember that day well. I was in an MRI tube for 5 hours. Not in and out. I was in the tube for 5 hours. They finally came back in and said, you're lit up like a Christmas tree. Every nerve in your body is just lit up. What are we going to do about it? We think we'll put you in the hospital and put you in a medically induced coma. Then we'll let everything settle down 3 to 5 days and then slowly wake you up. Sorry, that didn't sound very appealing to me. And I said thanks, but no thanks. And I went out and got in my car and drove home. My daughter was very worried about me, and she had sent me a box. I got that box when I got home that night. And in it was a box from doTERRA called Lifelong Vitality. And she said to me, Mom, they're vitamins. Just start taking them. You don't have to pay for them. They're already paid for. Just take them. You know, after 30 days in bed and being in an MRI tube for 5 hours, I was willing to do anything. And so I opened the box and I started taking the vitamins. 6 days later, I was myself again. What's going on? So the doctors even wanted to come on back, let us see what's going on. So 3 weeks later, I went back and they couldn't believe the difference. I was my normal self. I was walking well, I was speaking well, no pain, no fatigue. Matter of fact, let's talk about that fatigue. We all know with multiple sclerosis and with many other chronic diseases that fatigue is a real factor. I had felt like for the last 18 years of my life, I was walking through mud, just slogging through, trying to get ahead. All of a sudden, I started feeling my normal self from just taking vitamins. What was so different about these vitamins? But the doctors were blown away at the difference that just 3 weeks could make. So, since that day, I have not been off Lifelong Vitality. why are these vitamins so different than the others that you see on the market? These have everything you need to supplement the American diet. You don't have to be adding the CoQ10, all the other things onto it. They're all incorporated in this. Whole food supplements to support your natural health, to support your energy levels. These have made a difference in my life. So when people ask me, what do you do to control your MS? I tell them, I take Lifelong Vitality and I use frankincense. I take frankincense daily. I open the bottle. I put 3 drops under my tongue. And that is how I am controlling my MS. Now, simple? Yes. But it has given me my life back. And the frankincense not only has supported the communication between the nervous system and the brain, but the frankincense has made a major difference in my history of skin cancer. I have a lot less lesions have to be removed. And it isn't the issue that it once was, where they were actually fearing for long term of my life. This is what I do every day without fail. I also really focus on my water consumption, 8 to 10 glasses of water a day. Now, I'm not perfect at that. Nobody is. But I am really working, because if you're dehydrated, then you're putting stress on your own body to function correctly. We already are limited in our abilities to function, and so the water keeps everything moving and working right inside our body. So many people have said, okay, what do you do for this? What do you do for this? And so I brought some of my favorite oils and my procedure of what I do to share with you today. So every day I use Balance. Why Balance? Balance is an oil that helps you stay balanced. Everybody says stress is the worst thing for multiple sclerosis. And so if you don't react to the stressful events around you in life every day, then you're not going to internalize that stress. Balance helps me stay grounded. I'll take a drop, 2 drops, put it on my wrist in the morning, and even on days like today where I'm in front of a camera, or I'm teaching a class, or I'm speaking to medical professionals, I feel like I'm grounded, I'm balanced, and I don't internalize the feelings of stress. Lime is one of my favorite oils. Lime is relaxing. For those people that have asthma or allergies, you can actually take a drop of lime and you can rub it on your chest, and it will help your airways relax so you can get a deeper breath. But the way I use it is I love the citrus oils in my water when I drink my water. So I could use lemon. Lemon is the natural purifier for the human body. It helps things that aren't supposed to be building up in your body dissolve. So for people that struggle with gout or kidney stones or gallstones, drinking a drop of lemon oil in your water will help those dissolve naturally, so you don't have to worry about them building. But lime helps me relax. And so when I put a drop of lime in my water and I drink it, then it's helping me stay relaxed all day and not react to the stressors of the world. But let's talk about those hard times when an MS exacerbation comes on. You know, I've had multiple sclerosis for 25 years, and every exacerbation has started in a different way. Back at the beginning, for the first 8-10 years, within 12 hours of my exacerbations, I would lose the ability to walk. I spent 2.5 years in a wheelchair. Doctors at UCLA told me I would never be out of that chair. But that just didn't resonate with my soul. My soul told me that wasn't what my life was about. And I listened to that. And so I started looking for answers. And I have found the answers through natural medicine. But I still get exacerbations. Here is an amazing oil. It's called Rose. Now, it used to be when I was in the medical model that when I had an exacerbation start, I would contact my doctor, they would have me go to the hospital, and I would have an infusion of Solamedrol, usually 1,000 grams, and it would go on for 3 days, and then I would go cold turkey off of it. Now, there's some pretty substantial side effects from Solamedrol, and I thought it was my lifesaver until in 2007, those side effects hit. And I had a treatment, and it changed my personality. It actually changed how my brain responded to outside situations, to stress. And all of a sudden, instead of being the calm, happy person I was very quick to anger. I said, I will never take this medicine again. But I'm still having exacerbations. So then I started exploring. Rose is a powerful oil. And when I use a drop of rose back here on my brainstem and incorporate it with my frankincense, for my body, rose almost acts like a steroid. It tells my body to remember, to respond, and to react, and to perform like it's supposed to. It changes those nerve impulses so it remembers to perform naturally. So during my exacerbations now, I will add in rose morning and night. And I will add in the doTERRA aroma touch technique. This is something that helps bring the parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous system back into balance. Dr. David Hill has taught this concept, and it's very widely received. It is amazing to help you fight off if you're getting sick or if you're just stressed out with life. But I can increase and have an aroma touch technique 2 or 3 times a week. And with that added to the rose and to the frankincense, I have found that I have been successful in breaking my last MS exacerbations in 10 days. The first time it was 18 days, then it cut down to 15 days, but I've got it so that I can break an exacerbation in 10 days. That's pretty remarkable, and doing it all natural with no side effects. Okay, but let's talk about, those daily things. I'm fortunate enough to be able to live in this lovely house, brand new house I got to have built, and I decided I was going to do my own flagstone, bluestone paver patio in my backyard. No problem. I can unload 2 ton of flagstone, right? So when I overdo, I reach for my favorite oils for pain. Basil is one of my favorites. So if I've stretched a muscle, if I have an earache because of the monsoon storms moving in, if my sinuses are clogged up, I can use basil oil. I just take a drop and I put it wherever I'm hurting. So right now, I've strained my hand and I can take it and just rub it right on, and within just minutes, that pain is alleviated and it supports the natural healing of my body. So What are some other issues with multiple sclerosis? Well, as you all know, our muscles tighten up. We react very strongly to stress. We're supposed to avoid stress. But it's a busy world out there, and we can't avoid it entirely. Aroma Touch is doTERRA's massage oil. It is a preventative oil for me. I can actually take 2 or 3 drops, can rub it in my hand, and I can rub it across the top of my shoulders and up my neck where I have a tendency to hold my stress. That I can do in the morning when I'm feeling tight, when I wake up and I know I have a busy day. And what that allows is those muscles to relax, to feel supported. And then if during the day I feel that I'm starting to tighten up, it's obvious. It's a real difference from the soft, relaxed muscle. And it reminds me to take a nice deep breath, think those happy thoughts, and to breathe out whatever is causing that tension. You know, this Aroma Touch massage is a favorite to give to my hairdressers. You know, those people that make you look the best you can because they're always raising their arms. And husbands, boyfriends, they're going to love this for their golf swing, for their baseball, for all those sore muscles. Aroma Touch is fabulous. But what if they overdo while they're out golfing or playing ball? Of course, we have Deep Blue. Now, Deep Blue is formulated to address inflammation. Inflammation is a familiar word for those people with MS. We always have inflammation building in our body. And so here is an oil that you can actually just rub on, take your finger and massage in for about 20 seconds after you put it on. And it absorbs into the body. The body responds to it because it's plant-based, peppermint, wintergreen, spearmint, those lovely oils that help the joints and will address the inflammation. Another big issue for a lot of the population with multiple sclerosis is urinary tract infections. But you know, that's not just for us. I'm watching the world. Do you see how many young girls are having urinary tract infections? Could it be the amount of sodas or the amount of sugar that they're consuming at a really young age? But lemongrass is amazing. As soon as you see any signs of a urinary tract infection, you can take a drop of this, just rub it around your navel, rub it right lower part of your stomach. You can even put a couple of drops in your bath, and it will support your immune system and help stop and fight off that infection that is trying to run rampant in your body. You know, let's talk about that immune system. That's one of the major things that doTERRA has been able to help me with in my life. You know, before I had On Guard, when any of my grandkids were sick, I couldn't be around them. I couldn't be the grandma that took care of them. But with On Guard, I can take a drop of oil, I can put it on the balls of my feet at night. They even have it in little beadlets. They have it in the hand sanitizer. They even have it for when you're getting sore throats. I can use On Guard, and it will help support my immune system so that I can babysit my grandchildren when they're sick. But more than that, I can protect my own immunity. I can support it. I can boost it up. So my body knows that I'm working with my body as a team player to stay healthy. Bergamot is also another nice oil for not only the skin, but it also really helps support the nervous system. We need all the support we can get when we have MS. What other things have really affected me with my multiple sclerosis? Now, the doctors told me very early in the game, keep your pain levels down. So you have to be aware of whatever weaknesses you have that causes pain. Since I have come to Arizona, I find that quite often I have sinus infections. And so I use the doTERRA products of Breathe. I can actually use it at night when I go to bed. I can put a drop up over my nose like that. Or my favorite is they actually have a Breathe stick. I can take it, I can rub it right under my nose. I can even rub it on the balls of my feet and put socks on and go to bed with it. And it helps me breathe all night without drying out so badly. And it is effective in keeping my natural breathing and my sinuses open so I don't have those sinus infections. If it ever develops into a sinus infection, helichrysum, one of the pricey oils, but this one is a godsend. Helichrysum is very helpful in fighting those severe infections. Again, I would just rub it right over the bridge of my nose. I use these oils only when I'm treating symptoms, when I have the need. But it is very empowering to me to be in charge of my health, to be aware of my body, to listen to what it's telling me. I get good night's sleep, I exercise, I eat really a clean diet, and I thrive with MS. You know, a lot of people can say it's horrible to have a disease, and I agree, it is. But since I have been diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, I have been able to go back to school, get 2 new college degrees. I have traveled to 50 countries. I've built 2 businesses. I've made thousands of friends. And through my business, Authentic Health, I have been able to give hope and empower people with products that they can use in their own home to help them stay healthy, happy, and strong. You know, doTERRA has products that we can use on our face, for our moods, for almost everything. It has added an additional richness into my life. It has allowed me to travel, to serve, to be financially more independent. It has been a great blessing in my life. I have learned through having the disease of multiple sclerosis to have more compassion to those people around me, to have a greater appreciation for the medical professionals that strive so hard to learn and to do research to help us. I have a great appreciation for the God that created this beautiful, beautiful, healthy human body, and for the plants that He gave us so that we can remain well and happy. I'm very grateful for the knowledge that I have learned through my journey with multiple sclerosis. And I invite you to live your life in a healthy, natural manner. Come join us. Come be part of the family. It's really fun. Stay well. Thank you for your time.